You know, teenagers get a bad rap for not wanting to hang out with their parents, not wanting to talk to their parents or connect with their parents. And I have to tell you, as a teen life coach, I'm hearing something very different. I want to tell you about a session I had recently with one of my teen life coaching clients. She's in high school and she's more of an introvert. She hangs out in her room a fair amount. You know, she can only handle so much social time. She happens to be a middle child, has a couple of siblings older than her, one younger. And she was telling me, we were going through an exercise that we do to rate her level of satisfaction in all areas of her life. And we were talking about family. And she gave it, I think, maybe a 6 or a 7. And so we were talking about why she gave it that number. And she was saying, you know, my older sister who's in college, because she's new to college and she's a freshman and there's a lot going on, it's a new experience. My parents are really focused on her and trying to help her and, you know, interested in everything that's going on because this is a new adventure. And then she said to my younger sister, she's kind of going through a thing where she has all these big emotions and she, you know, kind of is sort of bossy and moody and kind of acting out a little bit. And so my parents are putting a lot of attention on her and trying to manage all of her outbursts and such. And she's like, and she wasn't being open and direct and saying like, I'm not getting enough attention, but that's essentially what she was saying. And she didn't want to put her parents down and make them sound like they weren't good parents and, you know, vilify them in any way. She was having a hard time expressing what she wanted and needed. So I was doing that for her. So she was letting me know, some of you may not be aware, but we had a winter storm last week in Texas and we lost power. And so a lot of people didn't have phones because they couldn't charge them. So they were unplugged for a few days. And she said, you know, all this stuff that's going on with my siblings, that takes my parents' attention. My dad is not home a lot because of his work. It takes him away from home. So I don't have a lot of connection with him in that way. And then my mom, you know, is on her phone a fair amount. And that's a distraction and pulls her away. And she was saying, you know, when they do talk to me, they only ask me about 3 areas of my life. They'll ask me about school, they'll ask me about my sport, and they'll ask me about my future, like going to college. And she said, it kind of gets old. I don't want to just talk about those 3 things over and over. And for teens, parents are asking because that's what's on their mind and that's what they're concerned about or interested in. And they want to make sure all of these boxes are checked and things are moving along and you're going to be able to create the future that I want you to create. And for teens, there's a lot more going on in their life now, today. They're not always focused on the future. And so she said, you know, I wish that they would sometimes ask me questions about other stuff. And I said, well, what are some other things that you want to talk about? And she's like, I don't know, like my friends or, you know, things that I'm watching or listening to or things that I'm into, hobbies that I have. She's like, anything. And she said, you know, sometimes when they ask me questions, like they'll ask me 2 questions and I'll give a short answer or an answer and then it's done. And then they go back to their phone or back to the work on the computer, whatever it is that they're doing. And so I was hearing her say without saying, I wish that they would keep the conversation going. I wish that they would ask more. I wish that they would show more interest. Because she's an introvert, she's not going to offer as much. She's not processing externally like some extroverts do, where they kind of tell you what's going on in their world. So we have to pull it out a little bit more. We have to ask a little bit more. We have to really show that we're curious by saying, tell me more about that. Well, I didn't know that was going on. I'd like to hear more. So we have to let them know in 2 ways. One, we have to make the time. I thought it was incredible that a teenager was saying to me, I wish the adult in my life would put their phone down. I'm so used to hearing the reverse. So this is, and I say this because some of us, as you know, we're a very technological world, right? We're very connected all the time to phones and computers. And so this is a teenager that's saying, I want more connection from my parents. I want them to put away the work. I want them to put the phone down. And I want them to give me their undivided attention. I want them to ask me more questions about other things in my life versus how productive I'm being and how successful I'm being in creating the next steps in my life. So I thought that you would want to hear this as a reminder that your girls, even though they're teenagers, and they are, of course, more interested in their peers, they also are very interested in staying connected to you. They want to know that you like them, that you're interested. They want to see you put down the phone, to make that quality time, to give them your undivided attention. So this is just a reminder that even when it may look like they want less time with us, they're hiding in their room, so to speak, they still want a solid connection and a relationship with us. So I hope that you'll use this one girl, let her be the reminder that your daughter might be feeling the same way too. She might want more of your attention. So take this and run with it. Have a great day, everybody. Thanks for listening.